Get ready to tune in, turn back the dial, and rediscover the airwaves of yesteryear. This is Echoes from the Past, your backstage pass to the shows that changed everything.
Ah, the swing era. Just imagine the smooth sounds of Glenn Miller's orchestra floating through the airwaves, or the energy of Benny Goodman's clarinet electrifying a packed ballroom. It was a period where music didn't just entertain, it united people. Even now it feels like those notes are still echoing, a little rhythm rippling through history. Let's set the stage. 1939 and 1941. Performances weren't just contained to concert halls. They were shared with thousands, often live, directly from iconic venues like the Hotel Lincoln or Southland Cafe. If you tuned in, you could almost picture the swaying dancers and vibrant big band ensembles as the music transported you into those lively spaces. These live remotes were a marvel of their time, connecting everyday Americans with the soulful heart of swing. I remember stumbling upon an old Glenn Miller broadcast one summer day, tucked away in my family's attic. It was one of those huge, dusty reel-to-reels, tucked in an old box labeled Family Recordings. My curiosity got the better of me, and soon enough, there I was, putting in the effort to hear history come alive. You know, it was magical. That experience sparked my fascination, turning me into a lifelong admirer of vintage radio. There's something about hearing that genuine crackle that makes the music and the moment real. It's almost like time traveling. And these broadcasts weren't just lifeless recordings. They were living, breathing moments of connection. Whether it was Glenn Miller's In the Mood, Benny Goodman's energizing solos, or Duke Ellington's poetic ballads, these artists weren't just playing a set. They were capturing the spirit of joy, resilience, and sometimes even optimism during uncertain times. There's something timeless about the way holiday radio specials could bring people together. Think back to Christmas Eve, families huddled around the radio, the glow of twinkling tree lights, as Harry James's smooth brass filled the room. Those broadcasts weren't just festive, they were moments of comfort and joy during turbulent times. Take New Year's Eve, for example. It was almost like these shows were part of the countdown themselves. Ella Fitzgerald serenading with a holiday classic, or the Mills Brothers delivering harmonies so warm that they'd melt away the coldest December nights. It was celebration, pure and simple, a soundtrack to welcome the promise of a new year. I vividly remember discovering Ella Fitzgerald's home holiday recordings one winter. It was a snowy December evening, the kind where the world feels quiet, blanketed in white. I had just started collecting vinyl, and there it was, tucked beneath some forgotten records. Her voice, delicate but powerful, spinning stories of the season. You know, it's one thing to hear those songs on a streaming playlist today, but when the scratchy vinyl played, it felt like she was singing just for me. Her voice had that kind of magic. Meanwhile, Memorial Day tributes carried a weight of their own, blending somber reflection with proud celebration. Songs like Bugle Call Rag weren't merely tunes but poignant reminders of service and sacrifice. These performances, featuring the likes of Harry James, had such depth, they'd take you from patriotic marches to wistful ballads, offering a space for remembrance and unity through music. But holiday broadcasts, whether Christmas classics, those heartfelt Memorial Day moments, or the energy of New Year's Eve countdowns, share something unique. They aren't just time capsules. They carry a feeling, a sense of connection that lingers long after the last note fades. As we wrap up today's episode, let's delve into one of the most exciting aspects of the Big Band Serenade archives, the hidden gems and thematic collections that breathe new life into vintage music. Imagine stumbling across a rare recording, something like Music of Wynton Marsalis, or the nuanced, soulful tones of Music of Joe Lovano. These are performances that both surprise and delight, shifting our perspective on the era. And the podcast, oh, it's a treasure trove. We're talking over 2,000 performances in the archive, spanning decades of sound, decades of echoing trumpets, silky vocals, and the kind of jazz beats that somehow always manage to seep into your bones. Every episode is like unlocking a chest, revealing emotions and history in equal measure. One of my favorite discoveries? A little-known broadcast was directed remotely from Union College. It's just one of those rare things where the sound carries this raw, undeniable energy, like you're right there with the musicians. It's thrilling to uncover recordings like these because it reaffirms how music can travel across generations, preserving its magic and meaning. You know, there's something truly special about exploring vintage archives. It's not just about the music, it's about experiencing an era, finding long-forgotten treasures that deserve to live on. Whether it's a jam session from Duke Ellington or a rehearsal tape from Benny Goodman, each piece, no matter how polished or improvised, offers a new way to fall in love with music all over again. And with that, my friends, we bring this musical journey to a close. From the swinging nights of the past to the echoes of hidden gems, these recordings show us that music is so much more than sound. It's emotion, history, and human connection. And isn't it amazing that no matter how far we move ahead, these classics keep finding a way to accompany us? Thank you for joining me on this nostalgic ride through time. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing these stories with you. Until next time, keep the music alive, keep discovering, take care and keep swinging wherever you are.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the airwaves of the past. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the classic radio shows that shaped generations and left a lasting legacy. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Echoes from the Past. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to share it with fellow fans of history, storytelling, and vintage radio magic. Until next time, keep your dial set to the golden era and let the echoes of the past remind us of the timeless power of radio.